What is up with the color today? It looks funny. All right, let's see. Do. Hello, everybody. I have to sneeze. Shit. Do. Hello, everybody. I have to sneeze. Shit. Goodness gracious. Hello, Ken. Hello. It was. You did win. You 100% did win. Also, I would like to get a bug outfit like that other lady that you sent me. Okay. Would you guys like your oracle cards? I would be happy to pull them for you. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's see. What a Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday. Tomorrow's the new podcast episode. What a day. I'm so fucked up from that dream. Hi, Tom. How are you? All right, let's see. You know what? I'm going to do Tom's first because Tom probably has to go to work. So let's see. What do we got, Tom? Tom, this is the Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. So let's see. A Source Dragon has come to you now because it is time for you to enjoy a period of stillness with awareness. Breathe deeply and listen to the silence. Something very sacred is coming into your life. This could be anything from the fruition of a long-held dream to becoming a true master. It is being presented to you now. Be diligent, calm, and focused, and remember to breathe deeply. Breath is the key to being in the moment, and this is where the greatest magic happens. Ask the Source Dragon to accompany you on every step of your exciting new journey, and always remember that the present moment creates your future. Tom, that was fab. All right, Dinky, let's see. This is the Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you to remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, and reclaim your mastery. This card invites you to activate your own personal fifth dimensional blueprint, for it contains the light of the incredible era of Golden Atlantis. The Golden Atlantean Dragon, who has come to you now, worked directly with all the great masters of Atlantis during the Halcyon days and remembers exactly who you truly are. Prepare to reclaim your mastery. You're ready to dissolve the final veils of amnesia, and your dragon will assist you to do so. Ask it to breathe the golden fire into your third eye so that the final clearance and awakening can take place. Dink. It's funny that this came up today because I had some weird thoughts about it. So I'm interested that that came up for you. And it was pink. All right, Ken, let's see what we got. This is the Earth and Water Dragon. Creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming with new opportunities. Nurture your ideas and harvest the abundance. Let's see. If you are planting a tree, you place its roots into the soil and make sure it has a good foundation. When you activate its growth with water in due course, you harvest the fruit. The more effort you put into providing the perfect conditions for the tree, the better the crop. The card is showing you that this is a good time to create. With the gracious assistance of the Earth and Water Dragons, you can lay a strong foundation for your future. Picking this card suggests it's time to start a new phase of your life, and fresh opportunities may be presenting themselves to you. So be ready to nurture any ideas or visions that come to you. The Earth and Water Dragons will enable you to know intuitively what is right for you and to harness your creativity. They'll help you to generate the right conditions to succeed, and they'll motivate you to put in the necessary work, for this is an important step, and then you can harvest your abundance. Ken, fabulous. Hi, Trill. All right, let's see. What do we got for Trill today? Trill, left or right, my friend? Which one? You are very welcome. Somebody got filtered. I don't know why. This is the Black Dragon. Cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, and undergo a metamorphosis. This is the Black Dragon. Okay, gotcha. Oh. That's so weird. Okay, 1 second. Choosing this card suggests it is time to rest, for it is during such moments of relaxation that divine projects, creative ideas, or a new way of thinking are conceived. In times of peace and stillness, fresh seeds and ideas can grow. The mighty Black Dragons wish to create a dark cocoon for you now so that the new can germinate and sprout. You are asked to accept their assistance, for it'll serve your spiritual growth. Take time to meditate or reflect, and the dragons will surround you with their breath. This will allow the opportunity that's being presented to you to take root. When you're ready, the Black Dragons will help you to nurture the new growth and ask them to help you hold your vision until it becomes glorious fruition. Expect to be different and ready to spread your wings. That was fabulous, Trill. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. I hope everybody is having a beautiful Thursday. It's Throwback Thursday, which means we do past life readings on Thursday. So I have 6 spots for readings. They're 22 or they're the dragon. I also am doing soul cycle spreads. If you want to do some energy work, it's all over here. And then tomorrow is the new podcast episode. And we'll be hanging out, eating ice cream and talking about all sorts of stuff. And don't forget too that Saturday is soul sessions. Hello everybody. All right, Monica, let's see. I got Monica, Lucy, and then Arlie. Whoa. Monica, this is the Green Dragon. Helps you to tune into the secrets of nature, receive answers and guidance from nature, and align with your divine essence. The Nature Kingdom is a magical place in which all of our answers are held for us. Luminous green dragons help us read these answers, so if you can sit quietly in nature, call a green dragon and ask for guidance. The response may come to you consciously or unconsciously, so accept that something has been activated within you, whether you're aware of it or not. You may feel the need to walk somewhere particular, and if so, follow this impulse, for your green dragon will be guiding you. Keep your eyes and ears open, for the answer may come through a tree, a bird, an insect, an animal, or something else entirely. Your green dragon will glide with you, directing you to the answer you need, and this calls for deep trust and an understanding that the divine plan is perfect. That was fabulous. Monica, I love that. All right, Lucy. What do I got for Lucy today? This is the Water Dragon. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. I know the alphabet. I do. Huh. The message of the elemental water dragons are bringing you is to flow around your challenges with loving intent. If you ask them, they'll help you to look for an easy way to circumnavigate your challenges and to deal with people lovingly. To enable this to happen, they will help you to develop your intuition and psychic abilities of touching your third eye and allowing the petals of your psychic center to open. When you listen to your inner wisdom and trust that the water dragons will guide you, the course of your life will run more smoothly. Ask them to cleanse the cells of your body, for this will enable you to shine your light even more brightly. Then your guidance is to relax so that they can access your energy fields and pour the golden Christ light of pure unconditional love into them. Consciously absorb this golden light and flow with it. This will bring you love, wisdom, and healing and enable you to travel effortlessly on your ascension path. Boom! Lucy, that was fabulous. All right, Arlie, let's see. Then I got Beth and Wildflower. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. So don't forget, I have 6 spots readings. Wow, Molly, 6 spots for readings today because it's Throwback Thursday, which means it's Past Life Thursday. So they're 22 or they're up on the viewer wishes over there. We're pulling oracle cards. We're hanging out. Tomorrow is the new podcast episode. Saturday is Soul Sessions. And Sunday is another live stream on Patreon for readings and energy work. And Monday is a topic live stream over on Patreon. And then Monday is movie night. It's Moana. And all I'm saying is, out of all the unicorns, only 2 people voted. Little suspicious if you ask me. All right, Arlie, what do we got for you, my friend? Arlie, left or I see a pattern today, dude. Left or right, Arlie? Left or right? Right? See, I noticed that today too. This is the fire dragon. Burns up lower energies around you. You're safe and protected. Be determined and inspired and clear your soul's pathway. If you have received this card, it is time to invite the fire dragons to burn up any circumstances in your life that are not serving you. Call on them to delve deep into your childhood or past lives to release you from your past so that your future can shine. They have the ability and power to travel along the timeline of your soul journey, clearing, healing, and transmuting as they do. They're happy to do this while you sleep if you ask them, and ask them to clear and light up a path in front of you each day. Then relax and trust that all is as it should be. These orange dragons have huge open hearts and love to keep you safe by creating a fiery wall of protection around you or your home and family. So remember to ask them to do so. Call on them to light you up in their flames and breathe inspiration into you. You may be amazed at the positive and courageous ways that you start to deal with people and situations. Arlie, that was fabulous. All right, Beth, I'm coming to you. Let's see. All right. Yeah. This is the Earth and Air Dragon. Represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, and manifest your hopes and your dreams. You're welcome. Let's see. This card indicates that it's time to clarify your hopes and your intentions. Ask the brown and blue Earth and Air Dragons to illuminate your visions, and then ask them to help take you where action is necessary to bring those visions into physical reality. This will re-energize your life. These dragons also offer you assistance in rising above your challenges while remaining grounded in the beautiful vibration of Earth. They enable you to find the perfect balance so that your life can truly flow with grace and ease. So call on them now and ask them to help you understand the purpose of your life's lesson and see the highest good in all people and situations. As you see lessons presented to you on your ascension pathway from a new perspective, your life will be filled with joy and purpose. Killa, did you change your name again? Do. Beth, that was fabulous. Do. Hello, everybody. Hi, Chasm. All right, Wildflower, I'm coming over there. Let's see. This is the White Gold Dragon from Lyra. Connects you to the highest Christ light. Develop your causal chakra and bathe in ninth dimensional Christ light. Let's see. These white gold dragons are attracted to you now because you already carry Christ light in your aura. Ask one to take you to the ninth dimensional pool of Christ energy held in Lukame and visualize yourself bathing in the pool, which shimmers and swirls with pure love and light. Feel yourself absorbing all that you're ready to receive, and when you return, continue to feel the white gold light in your aura and practice pure unconditional love in your daily life. Your aura will radiate incredibly high frequency of white gold, and the white gold dragon from Lyra will support you by continuing to pour the light into you. Take time to find a quiet, still place where you can listen to its wisdom and its guidance. That was fabulous, Wildflower. Like a weird perma itch going on. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. What's everybody up to today? Anything exciting? That's fabulous. If it works for you, work it, my friend. Killer, do you want a card? I gotta go to Chasm next, and then I will go to you after if you would like one. I'm coming, Chasm. Coming. Do. Okay. Let's see. Chasm, this is the blue dragon from the Pleiades. Prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, and give and receive heart healing. You are very welcome. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Please always know that if you're someone who asks for a card or send a heart me, I will always get to you. Sometimes it just, the line gets long, and I just need some patience because it gets hard doing them all back to back to back to back to back. So I appreciate you all being patient with me. A blue dragon from the Pleiades has come to you today to offer you healing by lighting up a blue rose in each of your chakras. Relax, invite it to touch you, and accept any energy work it brings you. Alternatively, it may have sought you to suggest that you give beautiful blue Pleiadian healing under the law of grace to others. If you wish to do this, tell it that you're ready and it'll activate a huge energetic blue rose in your heart so you can direct source healing to a person or a situation. Chasm, fabulous. All right, I'm going to Killa, and then I'm going to do Jen Marie's. Give me a second. Okay. Killa, this is the Lilac Fire Dragon. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. Chasm, I will never tell you what is real or not real in your perspective, but in my perspective, the Pleiadians are very real. The dragon realm is very real. So you take it how it resonates. But what I will say is if there's something you're unsure of or you don't understand, feel free to ask versus just trying to blindly accept stuff. When you choose this card, a Lilac Fire Dragon will touch you with incredible 9th dimensional light. So call it in and ask it to touch you. As it approaches you, breathe in divine love and sense the lilac fire enveloping you. This will enable you to let go of the old easily, calmly, and graciously. Notice particularly how you feel when this dragon touches you and sense the purity of love that it radiates. Ask this dragon to remain with you to anchor the glorious light of the lilac fire and take you into a new and illumined way of being. When you do this, the love radiating from your heart will become purer and more beautiful. People will sense this and respond with trust, respect, and gratitude. Killa, that was fabulous. All right, Jen Marie, I'm coming. Let's see. What do we got for Jen? Jen, this is the Air Dragon. Helps you to rise above earthly matters, communicate honestly, brings inspiration and hope, see life from a higher perspective. Let's see. Air Dragon suggests that you take things lightly, so choosing this card indicates you should relax and look at a part of your life from a higher perspective. Air Dragons also inspire you to communicate honestly but lovingly in a way that calms and soothes everyone around you and promotes good outcomes. Honest communication will bring pure white light into your aura, and when this happens, everybody will trust and respect you. Blue Air Dragons are supporting you as you rise above your challenges. They will help you to say the most tactful or inspirational words and assist you to stand in your power with integrity. Breathe blue and white light into your heart center, and as an air dragon appears in front of you, breathe the light over it. In this way, you are energizing and motivating it so that it'll always be connected to you. Jen Marie, that was fabulous. Thank you guys for tippy tapping. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. Today is Throwback Thursday, which means I usually do past life readings on Thursday. They're 22 doll hairs, or they're the stuff over here. It's the dragon. Tomorrow is the new podcast episode in the Patreon. We're going to be hanging out over here too. We'll hang out, do some stuff, whatever that may look like. Saturday is soul sessions, and Sunday is another live for people's energy work and readings over on the Patreon. Thanks, Killa. All right, Alex, let's see. Okay. This is the Silver Lunar Dragon. Bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. Hi, JJ, I see you. Let's see. Choosing this card suggests that you call on the Silver Lunar Dragons to bathe you in their energy, and that you practice peace, harmony, equality, cooperation, love, unity, and wisdom in your daily life. A lunar dragon will be close by, helping and supporting you. As you're bringing yourself into balance, you're doing your part to bring the planet into equilibrium. Visualize your causal chakra as your own personal moon, and the Silver Lunar Dragons will touch and expand it until the frequency is high enough to allow pure white unicorns to step through it. Alex, thanks for letting me pull it for you, my friend, and for being patient. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day. It's Thursday, which means it's Throwback Thursday. We usually do past life readings on Thursday. They're 22 doll hairs, or that's what's over here. Tomorrow is the new podcast episode in the Patreon. Saturday is soul session. Sunday is another live reading for everyone over there as well. So come hang out, and then Monday is movie night. So come hang out with us for that. We're watching Moana. JJ, something tells me today is particularly maybe the day you're going to let me pull you an oracle card. Is it? Is today the day? Have we reached the precipice? Well, shit. All right. One day, it'll happen. One day. I don't bite. I promise. I'm not scary or nothing. Oh, I hope everyone's having a beautiful day. The other thing too is Ether Study Hall is next week, and we're talking a lot about energetic hygiene. So there's actually something that came up. Dinky and I watched it last night, actually. And it kind of touches on like transmutation and stuff, and I really want to talk about it because I think sometimes when you're someone who's doing things on a spiritual level, there may be times where you come across something that you don't understand what you're looking at or what you're dealing with. And that's okay, because like there's always a time for us to learn, and we have to have experiences to learn. But what I find a disservice to other people is when we have these experiences, we learn and grow from them, but then we talk about these experiences as like a shock factor. And when people call you out on it, your response is, well, I've grown since then. So then in the growth, the articulation of the story should have changed. So that's one thing we're going to talk about a little bit, because there's a lot to do with energy work, okay? And this is a hot take. People can get like really upset with me if they want to. It's fine. As all of you know, I don't buy into the certification bullshit, okay? So I have a lot of people that come up to me and they're like, I'm certified in this. I'm certified in this. I have people come to me all the time. I do this, but I'm certified. And I would like to tell you that I think that's great, but I want to ask you to think about where those certifications are coming from. And the reason I say that is because I could literally give you a certification for every ether class, and then you could walk around telling people that you're a level 5 ethereist. We're not going to do that, because I don't think it actually does anything but feed into people's egos. So when I talk about energy work and how to the way that I utilize it, and when I try to help other people do it, it's not from that place. It's from, I want to give you the power to do these things for yourself. I do not want you to think that you have to take a $900 bajillion dollar class to get a certification that somebody made up for you. I also know that there's a lot of times where there's different types of energy work, and I'm not shitting on any of them, but I don't do Reiki. I have never, ever, ever once had an interest in doing Reiki. I've never wanted to be a part of it. I like the energy work that has been shown to me through my guides. I really struggle when humans try to teach me things that I can tell they don't have a basis around understanding. I think it's very difficult to teach when you don't have a fundamental understanding of what you're learning or showing other people. And if you're just attending like a 3-day class without any like doing something or seeing how it's utilized, my fear is that it just doesn't make as much sense, and there will be a lot left in translation. Jen Marie, thanks for the corgi. So I'm going to talk about it more next week, but I'm going to give you a brief preview of what it was. There's a video going around of someone who says that she no longer does Reiki anymore because she said that she was possessed while she was doing Reiki on herself. And whenever someone says that to me, I automatically pause, and I have to assess their understanding of the spiritual realm, right? And the reason I do this is because we all have different belief systems, okay? So we see things differently. And I could tell by listening to the story what my perspective of what happened was. And so after I listened to the story, I ran right to the comments. And sure enough, there were a lot of practitioners who said, I work at this level and that's not what happened. Like, you just opened up something you had already had there that was subconsciously hidden because she admitted where she was working on in her body. And what I will tell you is this. There are, in my world, okay, this is in my world, right? And the things I've seen. Are there malevolent entities? Yeah. Do they like run around and like try to find random people because like you look good or something? No. So usually when we're dealing with some kind of attachment, it's our own attachment from our own shadow and our own unresolved stuff. And you would be surprised how some of the like nicest, sweetest, kindest individuals you've ever met in the world have some of the biggest repressed trauma and anger. And so sometimes when they hit that, it'll come out and they're like, that's not me. It is. You just repressed it so deep that you had no clue that it existed. And if you weren't at the foundation to bring it up, that's why you would automatically assume it's something that it isn't, because it's just out of the realm of understanding. So I talked about this in transmutation when we did it a couple weeks ago, but a few weeks ago, I had to go transmute some stuff of my own, and if I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't have my guide there with me, I probably would have freaked out in the middle of it. And it's because I was processing rage that I held on to, that I knew was there, but I didn't understand the extent of it. So now I might get a restriction for this, but I don't care. There have been a lot of times in my life where I'm like, oh, I could kill that person, or oh, you make me so mad I could kill you, or whatever. But there's never in my soul been the feeling to match what comes out of my mouth. Like, I couldn't. Like, I genuinely have never ever really wanted to hurt somebody. Like, has it sounded good for a second? Yeah. In this moment that I was transmuting this energy, I almost stopped doing it, because what I was transmuting was, in that moment, I genuinely felt like I could have done it in that moment. And I've never felt that way. And holding that power and that thought process scared the shit out of me. Because I was like, I don't feel like that. And then I also had to deal with the shame and guilt that came up that I did feel that way. And that's why it was so repressed. And so I almost stopped it, but I had a guide with me who was like, you have to let it go. Just keep processing it. And I'm telling you, the rage that went through my body was like, I would never have took that as mine if I didn't watch it unfold. So this is why I like always stream about energetic foundations, because if you don't have a generalized foundation, the rest of the things you do, whether it's in the physical or the spiritual world, are going to be very difficult. Because if you are, okay, I'm going to give a real easy example. Say you're someone who wants to start doing mediumship, okay? And You don't know what it's like to sit in your own body because you always need to be busy. You always need to be doing something. You can't sit in silence. And you're that person who's trying to get messages from spirit, okay? So what happens is you don't have a connection to your body. You just don't. You do everything you can to disconnect. So you try to connect in for a second because you want to get a message. You're just going to frustrate yourself because you have to go through all the distortion that you every day ignore. It's like people who don't go to the bathroom when you need to go to the bathroom. I can wait. I don't need to go right now. People who ignore when they're hungry. I'm too busy. I don't have time right now. I can't eat right now. You're just giving your body subconscious signals that it's not safe to be who you are. So wouldn't it be kind of crazy if you are someone who's shutting off all these signals to your body, right? But you're trying to get messages from spirit? If you can't sift through the other ones, you're going to have a hard time sifting through those. So I always give this example when I am doing mediumship, right? And someone comes through and tells me how they died. A lot of the time they'll let me feel, right, how they passed. So if this person passed from a heart attack, I'll get like a little stabbing sensation in my chest, but it doesn't move. If the person passed because of heart issues, right, but it's circulatory, I'll get that stab, but then it'll like spider web out and it'll tell me it's a circulatory issue. But if I wasn't present in my body and present in the moment, I would think I'm having a heart attack. Oh, it's anxiety. Oh, it's this. But I had to start practicing being present. And so this is why I tell everybody, if you want to start doing stuff, you have to start taking time to sit with yourself. The other thing I'm going to say, because this has come up a lot this week, is this. If you can't emotionally connect in with yourself, you will not be able to emotionally connect in with anybody else. So I'm going to say this for everybody who's trying to date, thinking of dating, whatever it may be. If you ignore your own feelings, you refuse to look at your own feelings, you refuse to acknowledge them because you don't think they're worth anything, you are going to portray that same effort to a partner. So, I'm going to say this again. If you are emotionally unavailable to your own fucking self, you are not going to be emotionally available for anybody else. And that's why everybody hates each other. That's why the dating pool's terrible. That's why because nobody wants to take the armor off. It's like everyone wants to blame everybody else instead of just like pulling the mirror up for a second. So if I can suggest like anything, especially if you're someone who's new here, you've never come in before, energy work is something that is so important and a fundamental daily function of life. When we have big triggers, big emotions, when we're dealing with life going every which way, we have to be able to stay constant in here. And in a world where everyone seems to care what everyone else thinks of them, stop doing that. Do you know how many people I've met? So-and-so said this, so-and-so thinks this. How do you feel about yourself? Because that's the question that I want to ask you. Because it doesn't matter if Larry on Tinder likes you. If you don't like you, you're never going to believe Larry. That's why I think it's crazy. Everyone's out there going, I want to find love, but they hate themselves. And so if someone was actually to show them love, they'd be like, I don't believe you. You're a liar. Why would anybody love me? It's crazy to watch the cycle perpetuate its fucking self. So if I can tell you anything, take 2026 to pull your head out of your ass, truthfully, and not for like anybody else but yourself. Because there is going to come a day when you're going to look in the mirror and go, why didn't I spend more time learning who I am? Why did I spend all that time learning about that man or that woman when I could have put that effort into learning who I am as a person? And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to spend 30 years with your head in the sand like this. And then one day you're going to wake up and go, shit. And then this is what happens, okay? So then everybody looks back. So they finally pull their mask off, okay? And then instead of looking forward, they look back and go, what a fucking mess. I can't do anything about that. That's gone on for too long. What a mess. Instead of realizing, like, okay, you could be an emotional hoarder, but like there are ways to go around it. So I'm also giving you the speech of, just because it's a really big mountain doesn't don't know how to climb it. Because you do. A lot of the times we seek safety in other people, and we need to seek it here, because you really do have all the answers, but you probably don't believe yourself. You probably think you don't have an opinion worth anything. Someone probably called you stupid in the 3rd grade, and you've held on to it ever since, and you're 40 now. Do you think that person who called you stupid thinks about it? No, not at all. So please, if I can suggest anything, and you know I don't like to tell anybody what to do, but this is the year to get with the program of you, not with somebody else, not with what so-and-so thinks. Like, how do you feel about yourself? How do you like you? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if that random person at the grocery store thinks you're cute. Do you? Because if you don't think you're cute, if someone comes up to you and says, I think you're beautiful, you're going to go, liar. And you're just going to walk away. And you just probably shut down a connection, right? But you don't know if he was telling the truth, but your own trauma distinguished it for you, because that's the lens through which you see it, right? So if you see you in a poor light, you're going to see that everyone else must look at you through the same lens, and it's not accurate. There's nobody, not one person, who sees you in the same way that you see yourself. I don't know how else to tell you that. The way you look to you, you don't look like that to anybody else. The way you feel about you, nobody else feels that way about you. It's you. So please hear me as the woo-woo lady on the internet that says your energy goes so much more deeper than you think it is. It's not about just talking to other things on the other side or talking to your lost loved ones. It's about talking and connecting into yourself. I always tell you, my name is Molly, and my purpose is to help you bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection, and you're the gap. It's you. Your connection to yourself is the gap. It's like you build half the bridge, and then everybody stands there and goes, well, I guess it's super unattainable. Build the other half of the bridge. Build it with Lincoln Logs or whatever. Build it. It's true. And you know what? That's just, I think that's like our proving grounds to prove that like you really have solidified in it. You know what I mean? When that happens, Shayna, like when all the haters start coming out after you start doing the internal work, I feel like that's God's final test of like, are you going to stick with it now, or are you going to give up on yourself? And there's been a lot of times where like, I'll get super gung-ho about something. I'm going to do this and then like after I think about it, I'm like, okay, maybe not. Well, maybe I could do it differently. Well, maybe if I just make myself a little bit smaller and No, I can't. What's a big chaotic energy shift? Is that what you meant, chaotic? Isn't it like, isn't that the thing we're doing? Okay, so thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want to listen to more Molly Talks, check out the podcast. There's a new one tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually my anniversary of being 8 years sober from opiates. That's fucking crazy. So we'll be having cake on here tomorrow, and we'll be talking about all things energy, and the podcast is going to be about like coping mechanisms and just all that stuff. So I really want to show you guys that it's so important to celebrate you, and it's so important to celebrate the small wins. Right, Jen Marie? Energy it's a great thing though. And once we learn how to work with it, you won't feel as chaotic. Once you learn how to ground and handle your energy and move things around, it won't feel so like crazy. I always also say this too to the people who like hate being in large crowds or whatever. While you'll probably never like it, if you learn to manage your biofield, you would probably manage it better being in those type of situations, if that makes sense. Okay, I have to get through the list because I feel bad that I stopped. Shayna, I see you. So I have Shayna, Helen, Maddie, Linda, Anda, and Elle. So I'm going through the list. Let's see, Shayna, what do I got for you, my friend? This is the air and water dragon. Helps you to connect to higher frequencies. Trust your intuition, develop your psychic abilities, and be open to enlightenment. Express your inner song. Hi, Courtney, you beautiful boo thing. All right, Shayna, let's see. Call on your blue and green air and water dragon to enter your third eye to awaken and activate your higher fifth dimensional abilities. This will bring you crystal clear clarity and new vision and awareness of your life. Your third eye is a very sensitive psychic center, and when it is fifth dimensional, the air and water dragons clarify and protect it and enhance your ability to use it for the highest good. They then enable you to connect to Neptune, the planet of higher spirituality, to open to new enlightened understanding. Choosing this card calls on you to use your intuition as well as your spiritual knowledge and wisdom to see everything from an illumined perspective. That was fabulous. Shayna, thanks for being patient with me, friend. Do I have Maddie in here? Is there a Maddie in here? Chasm, you got the Pleiadian card. So I don't know. My suggestion would be this. If you have a connection with your guides, I would talk to them about it before jumping up to the Pleiadians. That's just my thought. But if you wanted to try to connect in with the Pleiadians, you are more than welcome to set the intention around it. Neil, thanks for the donut. Okay, no Maddie. Do I have a Linda? I swear I saw Linda. I think I did. Linda, Anda, and L. Got you, Linda. Okay, my friend, let's see. This is the Golden Atlantean dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents, and reclaim your mastery. Kai, you're okay. You're totally okay. That's why I put that out there. There's 3 more times you can come hang out. I can, Neil, most definitely. Chasm, it just takes effort, my friend. Like, it truly is like building a relationship of doing it every day and building the connection. This card invites you to activate your own personal 5th dimensional blueprint, for it contains the light of the incredible era of Golden Atlantis. The Golden Atlantean dragon who has come to you now worked directly with all the great masters of Atlantis during the Halcyon days and remembers exactly who you are. Prepare to reclaim your mastery. You're ready to dissolve the final veils of amnesia, and your dragon will assist you to do so. Ask it to breathe its golden fire into your third eye so that the final clearance and awakening can take place. Linda, that was fabulous. Is Anda or L still in here by chance? Anda or L? Hi, butterfly. No. Okay, then I'm going to Neil. All right, Neil, let's see what we got for you, my friend. Neil, this is the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Opens you to knowledge for the new golden age. Carry the energy of the future and be a guiding light. It is not by chance that you've incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers, and these dragons are blazing their light towards you, for it holds the vision of our 5th dimensional future. They are inspiring you to do your part for the new golden age on Earth. Receiving this card indicates that it's time to stand in your power and fulfill your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to enter your energy fields and breathe into you the vision of Earth as it will be. They will give you the strength, wisdom, and knowledge that you will need for the transformation ahead. Thanks for the corgi, dude. YouTubebomb.com. Neil, that was fabulous. Thank you for letting me pull it for you. Courtney, are we getting you on this oracle card list, homie? Linda, thanks for the rose. Do. Now, what do we do? Let me see if I can remember it. You're welcome, Neil. Thanks for the heart me and the rose. Okay. Pink, are you in here with me? I got Pink, Butterfly, and then Kai. Okay, Pink, let's see. This is the Lilac Fire Dragon. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. All right, let's see. When you choose this card, a lilac fire dragon will touch you with its incredible ninth dimensional light. So call it in and ask it to touch you. As it approaches you, breathe in divine love and sense the lilac fire enveloping you. This will enable you to let go of the old easily, calmly, and graciously. Notice particularly how you feel when the dragon touches you and sense the purity of love that it radiates. Consciously work with this beautiful dragon and notice the difference it makes in your life and the quality of love around you. Thanks for the heart, me court user. Thanks for the follow, man. All right, Butterfly, I'm coming to you, Kai, and then Courtney. What do I got for Butterfly today? This is the green dragon. Helps you to tune into the secrets of nature, receive answers and guidance from nature, and align with your divine essence. The Nature Kingdom is a magical place in which all of our answers are held for us. Luminous green dragons help us to read these answers. So if you can sit quietly in nature, call a green dragon and ask for guidance. The response may come to you consciously or unconsciously, so accept that something important has been activated within you, whether you're aware of it or not. You may feel the need to walk somewhere particular, and if so, follow this impulse, for your green dragon will be guiding you. Keep your ears and eyes open, for the answer may come through a tree, a bird, an insect, an animal, or something else entirely. Your green dragon will glide with you, directing you to the answer you need. This calls for deep trust and understanding that the divine plan is perfect. Butterfly, that was fabulous. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. It is Throwback Thursday, which means we do past life readings on Thursday. I have 6 spots on live stream for past life readings. They're 22 doll hairs, or it's the dragon over here. Tomorrow's the new podcast episode. Saturday is Soul Sessions. Sunday is another live stream for people's readings over on Patreon. Monday is movie night. It's also a live discussion on Patreon as well. So make sure you hang out. And tomorrow, not only is it the podcast, but we're hanging out here. We're going to do energy work and a bunch of stuff. So come hang out with us. And don't forget, the Discord link is in the bio. All right, Kai, what we got? Okay. This is the Magenta Dragon. Enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. Hello, Allison. All right, let's see. This is the card of Accelerated Ascension. A magenta dragon is here to remind you that you are an illumined soul carrying much wisdom. It is helping you to dissolve any remaining veils of illusion and preparing you to become an enlightened one. It has come to you now to remind you that all is love, for we are all one. It is time to see all things with the wise inner eyes of truth. Treat everyone as if they were you. Your guidance is to sit quietly with your magenta dragon and allow the door to your vast soul memories to open. When you reveal to yourself who you truly are, you will help bring forward the new golden age. Kai, that was beautiful. All right, Courtney, let's see. What do we have for Courtney today? This is the Earth and Fire Dragon. Works with you to clear the 5th dimensional ley lines. It is time for service, and when you give, you receive. Humbly invoke these dragons and have a sense of the power of the flaming orange fire combined with the grounding brown earth. Reach out a hand to touch the dragon and then visualize Earth being crisscrossed with lines of golden light. Picture these dragons anchoring this golden Christ energy wherever there are sacred places on the globe. Mentally place a golden flame at each of these sacred portals until you sense our planet lighting up. Whenever you're out walking or driving, ask the magnificent Earth and Fire dragons to travel along the ley lines below you. Bring the Christ light down through you so that they can distribute it where it is needed most. Courtney, that was fabulous. All right, Allison, let's see, my friend. What do we have? Allison, left or right? It's Thursday, Thursday. This is the Omega Dragon. Harnesses the divine feminine power of creation. Intention, hold your vision, and birth the higher consciousness. My nose is so itchy. I don't know what the hell. Ugh. What does that mean when your nose is really itchy? God. When an Omega Dragon comes to you, it is time to give birth to a special new project, pathway, or aspect of yourself that has remained hidden. Call upon these dragons to fill you with the power of the divine feminine. This will enable you to hold your vision and bring it to fruition in a wise, balanced, and harmonious way. Most important of all, ask the Omega Dragon to look into the greatest desire of your soul and hold the vision of bringing it to manifestation. These dragons can be any shape or size, so just still your mind and give them permission to merge with your energy. Ask them to soften your path and the paths of all of those who hold the vision of the new golden age. Oh, all right, Pixie, let's see what we got. Pixie, this is the green gold dragon from Sirius. Brings universal knowledge to your spiritual pathway. Learn about spiritual technology and be a transmitter of sacred knowledge. Drawing this card suggests that you invite these luminous beings to swirl around you, touching your chakras with the sacred geometry of the universe. Then ask them to tune into any aspect of higher knowledge you can bring forward now. Sit quietly and allow this to happen. You may receive a download of information or various keys and codes you carry and your soul may light up. If so, you will become a transmitter who broadcasts sacred knowledge, though you may not be consciously aware of it. You are welcome. I don't know. I've had a really weird, 24 hours. Tomorrow's like a really big day besides my anniversary. And so I think that there's a lot of energetic emotions bouncing around. I don't know. I think something's coming down the pipeline. I just don't want to look at it. I gotta be so honest. I think that's half my own problem. Because I can't, there's not a fucking thing I can do. Okay? I can't stress this to people. I have people who continually will tell me, I wish I could know things before they happen. No, you don't. Because you can't do anything. So, those movies where, people try to cheat death and they're like, oh, I can't, or whatever, okay? You can't. So I'm going to just tell this story again real quick. My dad passed away in January of 2023. In December of 2022, his mom came to tell me how he was going to pass, that he had attempted to do this multiple times before, and that she was able to successfully stop him from doing it, but this time she wouldn't be able to. And then she also was very adamant to tell me that if you keep going down the road he did, you will lose your light. Don't lose your light, was what she really had to say to me. And so after that whole thing happened, you're totally fine, Linda. Don't worry, my friend. So after that happened, right? My first thought was, let me go try to do something. Okay, so let me tell you something. I knew I couldn't, because if I went to him, right, and I said, hey, weird thing, you know your mom who's been dead for 20 years? She wants me to stop you from doing something stupid. Do you know he would have been like, do you need to go to the hospital? He would have been like, do you need to be put on some medicine? And he would never have listened to it, ever. And so what happens a month later? Exactly what she said was going to happen happened. Exactly what she said. So there's nothing you can do. It's the same with when you know someone's gonna get in trouble, and you can't save them. You can't stop it from happening. There's nothing you can do. And I gotta be honest, these days I wouldn't want to, because I'm not Captain Save anybody. I know that if I try to stop people from having their own experiences, they won't live and grow. So, like, while I might watch some people go through some uncomfortable experiences, I understand that those experiences are there for them to grow from, you know, just like I had to grow through it. So I don't ever stop anyone from having an experience, whether it's good, negative, bad, or indifferent. It's just not, I am not God, right? I don't pretend to be. I don't. Jen Marie, are we doing soul cycles? Petra, I don't do yes and no questions. If you have questions about like your own abilities, energy work, mediumship, we can talk about that, but I don't do yes and no questions, especially when they're questions built out of a need to learn to communicate, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. Let's see, Jen. You're fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's see. Jen, you know how this goes. You know how this goes. Let's see. Can I ask you a weird question? Do you feel like tomorrow, Allison, if you're looking at like a past life snapshot, there reports that come in your email. So if you're looking to book something on the private booking link, if it's a report, it shows up in your email around the time that you book it for. Jen, do you feel like sometimes, like throughout times in your life, you've been treated unfairly, like you haven't been given the same chances as some other people have? Thank you for the club cheers. Do you sometimes like self-sabotage Petra? Goodbye. I'm blocking you. Holy crap. The mods don't even have to feel bad. I did it. Fucking hell. Do you feel like you like betray yourself with certain things that you don't give I feel like there are things you hold yourself back from doing, Jen, because you're afraid to be rejected about it or that it isn't gonna work. Does that make sense? And I think a lot of the time you are honestly doing yourself a disservice, Jen, because I gotta tell you, I think the biggest person in your life to reject you is you. Does that make sense? Like, I think the injustice and the rejection and the betrayal come from the way in which you treat yourself. The other thing that like really sticks out for me is all the yellow. Okay, so the first two cards I pulled was the injustice card. Wrong card. Was the injustice card, and it came with the rejection card. And so see how the flower on, I can't read backwards. This is the cone flower, and then this is a yellow carnation. So we're again drawn right back to where? Your belly. And so that to me is a soul cycle of you perpetuating it. Like not, and so again, this isn't a guilt or shame situation at all, but it's one of those things where we're fighting our own shadow. Make sense? Because it's projecting itself as somebody else when it's actually us. So let's see. The other thing is that I think you sacrifice yourself for the people you love quite a bit. And I think sometimes that's where your grounding suffers, is because you're trying to be this for everybody, but you don't have this for you. Does that make sense? That's also the verbena plant. Carrie, thanks for the follow. Mindy, thanks for the heart me. As soon as I'm done with this spread, I'm going to go back to oracles, I promise. You're okay. I just want to show you these two. So I pulled what would come of it if it was something you started to work through, and it's going to be through building that self-confidence, Jen, in your belly. Like we have to get you to see you for who you are. Does that make sense? We have to get you to see you. So I love your face. And I think your energy work this month, we should do your belly. That's my vote. That is my vote. Jen, thanks for letting me in your energy, my friend. It's always an honor and a privilege. Okay, Audrey, let me answer your question for you. You're welcome, Jen Marie. So where it says I have 6 reading spots, what that means is I have 6 paid reading spots. So those paid readings look like past life readings, energy work, or spirit guide prominent messages. They're 22 doll hairs if you do it that way. If you want one of those spots, but you would rather do it through TikTok, it's up on the viewer wishes. So if you want what Jen just had, which is a soul cycle spread, it's the manifesting. If you want me to look and see what's blocked within your auric field, so a blockage assessment, then that is the galaxy. If you want me to give you a vibe check and do energy work to work through it, it's the whale. If you're looking for a past life reading or prominent messages from your spirit guides, it's the dragon. So I just want to put this out there. I do not pull tarot cards. I do not do tarot card spreads. I do not do love readings or like general readings. The closest you'll get to like a general is an oracle pull. So that's kind of how it's broken down. I try to offer things for everybody, but I just do things a little different than most people. That's all. All right, let's see. Jessica and Mindy. Jessica, are you in here? Mindy, I know you're in here. Thank you for being patient with me. Natalie, thanks for the heart me. If I don't see Jessica, I'm just going to go to Mindy. You are very welcome. Sorry, it just takes me a second. I don't like to interrupt readings. I just don't want to be rude. That's all. All right, Mindy, I'm coming to you, my friend. Then I'm going to Natalie. Let's see. That really wanted to come out. This is the rainbow dragon. Brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. Have trust, rediscover wisdom, expect miracles, and accept opportunities. Let's see. I gotta figure out the alphabet again. Hold on a second. I always struggle with this one for some reason. This is the card of hope, prayers, and expectation and gratitude. Look for opportunities and expect miracles. When new openings occur, seize them. Sometimes you may hardly dare to believe that good fortune has sought you out, so make sure you accept it consciously and unconsciously. Do not let it slip away, and remember to thank the rainbow dragon who has come to you for opening new doors for you. Ride with the current of life that this dragon has brought you and enjoy everything that comes your way. A rainbow dragon may feel like an illusion, but it is very real. If you catch the flash of rainbow colors out of the corner of your eye, it is your rainbow dragon reminding you that time for a new life is now. Trust that it'll happen. Mindy, that was beautiful. Thank you for letting me pull it for you and for being patient with me. All right, Natalie, let's see. You're so welcome. Audrey, thanks for the manifesting, dude. All right, Natalie, let's see. This is the magenta dragon, enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, and prepare for accelerated ascension. This is the card of accelerated ascension. A magenta dragon is here to remind you that you're an illumined soul carrying much wisdom. It is helping you to dissolve any remaining veils of illusion and preparing you to become an enlightened one. It has come to you now to remind you that all is love, for we are all one. It is time to see all things with the wise and inner eyes of truth, so treat everyone as if they were you. Allison, I got you, my friend. Your guidance is to sit quietly with your magenta dragon and allow the door to your vast soul memories to open. Allison, I'm just going to do Audrey's soul cycle spread, and then I'm going to come to you for your past life, okay? All right, let's see. So, Audrey, what I'm going to do is this. You're welcome. So I'm going to ask for one of the more prominent soul cycles that you're dealing with in this incarnation, and then we're going to look at a couple ways to work through it. So let's see. Audrey, are you someone who struggles with like the feeling of anxiety? Do you doubt yourself in a lot of the things that you do? But I don't think it's your doubt. Like, I think it's a doubt you've adopted like through the years. Does that make sense? Are you also someone who struggles to shut your head off, like your thoughts, and like turn it down or work through them? That's okay. There's no judgment in this situation, promise. So I'm just going to show you the first two cards that came out. And representing that soul cycle is having trouble being grounded because you get stuck quite in your head a lot. And so what I mean by that is like with anxiety and shame and worry and all that stuff. Does that make sense? If you don't stop, my word. Let's see. Can I ask you another question? Do you, yeah, I throw treats at my dog to get him to stop chewing on his frickin' leg. Do you put like your all into your career, Audrey? Like the things you do for a living, do you put like your all into it? Okay. Stop. They're treats, I promise. That's all it is. There is no, I'm not throwing a brick or anything. Do you sometimes, can I ask you something? Do you sometimes though find that you use work as a distraction? So here's the thing. I think your soul cycle is this cycle of doubting yourself, Like, I think there are some things that you're very confident in, but I think there are other things that you doubt yourself in quite a bit. And so the reason that I say that is because doubts come back out again, but this time it's with the karma card, which usually links right into this is something that you're going to have to work through and put time into. But I think you've already started to a little bit. But if I can make you any suggestion, it would be to start finding small ways to take your power back every day. Because I also have this like nagging feeling too that you do everything for everybody else before you bother about if your needs are met. Does that make sense? So I asked, what if this is something that you can work on and keep making changes towards? What will be the outcome of it? And so it's the subtle realms card with the self-confidence card. So a couple things: working on your own beliefs of yourself, right? Very yellow. So we're solar plexus, self-confidence, self-worth. The more that you start to believe and listen to your body and yourself, the more you'll be able to tune in to the messages that you receive. Because I have this feeling that you already do receive messages, but you doubt the messages you receive, so you kind of ignore them. Does that make sense? Okay. So if there's anything I can suggest for you, it would be to look in your belief system about where your confidence around yourself lies. Because I think you are much more capable, Audrey, of things than you think that you are. Thanks for letting me in your energy, my friend. You're thebomb.com. Okay. Hey, Allison, have you ever seen me do a past life reading before? You are welcome. Thanks for letting me in your energy. Okay, so I'm just going to explain to you the way that I do my past life readings. So what I do is I connect in with one of my guides who helps me to see what's going on in one of your more prominent past lives. So I get to kind of look around, see what's going on, and then I get to tell you some of the soul cycles that are carried through into this lifetime from that one. So if that sounds good to you, do I have permission to come on over into your energy? Okay. Allison, can I ask you a question? In this incarnation, do you have like some breathing stuff, like asthma or like something that affects your breathing? Okay. Can I ask you something? One more question. Are you dealing with like the grief or loss of someone, whether they're still alive or not? It's like, okay, hold on. Second. Found it. Sorry. 1 second. Do you struggle with change? Thanks for the money, Gungeon, Marie. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go into the next layer. Sorry. I just wanted to make sure I was in the right space. That was so weird. I've never felt it like that. Okay, so first thing when I came into this lifetime is there's a lion. That's one of the first things. When I look at like where we are, it's like the plains. But here's the thing. It's Southern Africa. There's just, it's so strange. So when I first came in here, I want to let you know that you're a woman. That's the first thing. Your hair is really like short, kept like close to your head. The other thing is like your features are extremely like, I don't know how to say this. They're very, you look like you're out of a catalog. I don't know how else to say that. It's just very like perfect put together human, from like the hue of your skin to like the color of your eyes, which is like this like super vivid green. I'm also going to tell you some of the colors you have on that are really prevalent, which are red, black, and yellow. There's very few spots of green, but there's a couple. So there's also some kind of like gold something, like it's kind of looks like a necklace, but it's like a solid ring. Like it's not like like a chain. So you have on this, it's like goes like this. So one of your shoulders, your left shoulder is exposed versus your right shoulder. Also super weird, but you walk around barefoot all the time, and I actually wouldn't be surprised if in this current incarnation you prefer to be barefoot. The other thing too is there's a really big, like, this is a community who lived in nature. Okay, so when I follow you further into this timeline, there's like a whole community that you live within. What's really specific and something that they've showed me multiple times is I think you've seen this lifetime before, whether it's in a dream or like in meditation, but I am pretty positive you've been here, because what it is it's like we're out on like the plains, and it's not a paved road or anything. It's just a worn out dirt path where like people and animals walk. And there's certain trees out in the distance, and it just goes on, and the sun is setting. Like, it's almost like the perfect scene of like the end of what a day in this space would look like. The other thing I feel the need to say too is there's something in this lifetime that's prevalent to like extreme flooding. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who, there's some kind of something, if you ever have had dreams or thoughts about like this space, but particularly like there has been some times in this lifetime where your area in this community has been hit by like this outrageous flood where people have died, and like I'm assuming destruction has happened, and like regrowth and change has had to occur for the community to keep on living, because the elements are something super prominent, right? So I get the impression that you weren't someone who was like super spiritual in this lifetime. You did a lot of like tangible things for your community. It looks like you had a partner. I see like 3 children. It looks like 2 boys and a girl. And you spent a lot of time just in service to the people around you. You did a lot of cooking, a lot of taking care of those who are sick. things like that. But it looks like there have been a couple cycles in this timeline where like this devastation has just hit this community, and you've had to be one of the people to help like pick up the pieces and rebuild. And I also see like you've like, there was a time in these times of catastrophe where you also lost people close to you because of what happened, and still were able to go for the benefit of the community to help rebuild and regrow. So there's a couple things. There's actually a soul cycle of taking your power back, because what I'll say is in this lifetime, this is a weird way to put it, but I don't know what else to say, but there's a lot of like you just kind of going with the flow, doing what people expected of you. In this timeline, you didn't really like dive deep into your own passions, your own interests, stuff like that. You were really like community focus centered, and I wouldn't be surprised if this shows up in your current lifetime where you feel selfish if you don't put others first, or you feel bad if you're putting yourself, or if you're caring about yourself more than you are the greater good type of thing. So this is something that's different. It looks like you had a couple like some bigger fears in this timeline. Um and a lot of them seem to have been around like your internal power and your internal self-worth. And so the other thing that looks like was actually like it looks like there was like one shaman in this community, but you kind of did your best to not be there. Like the unknown was something you didn't like. You liked being able to control the things around you and your environment. And having to deal with things you didn't understand, or the intangibles, is something that really made you uncomfortable. The other thing I'm going to say in this lifetime is that you really dealt with some like nightmare stuff. And like, this is going to sound weird, but I don't mean it to, but like some fear of the dark stuff. Especially like when the whole world is asleep and it's just you and your thoughts. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who deals with like rumination cycles or struggling to shut your brain off. And there's something to it from this lifetime of learning how to, because I think that's where some of the powerlessness comes in, that you don't have the power to be able to do that. And you do. I see you a lot of the time like trying to keep your hands busy in this time. And so what I would say to you too is, if you're someone who currently in this incarnation still deals with like just like that, like want to crawl out of your skin feeling, sometimes I feel like you feel like you're afraid of something but you don't know why, or you automatically get this like ugh, maybe not, but you don't know why. There's a couple things. If you wanted to connect into this timeline with your guides, they would be more than happy to show it to you. There's a couple places in your auric field that this timeline still hangs out. Your crown, and in your belly specifically. So if there's anything I can say about these soul cycles that I'm looking at, is to make sure that you understand your worth, and that if you put other people above yourself all the time and continue to people please, if that's something that you still do, it'll only be to your detriment. And so in that, and in stopping to take care of everybody else first, you're giving your power away. So making the changes to make boundaries for the best version of you is one of the ways to slowly start taking that power back. The other thing too I'm going to say is that fear of change is an ongoing soul cycle. And it is something that you will always have, because I think you do like to be able to control everything, right? It's how we handle fear. But we only grow when we're uncomfortable and when change happens. And if we stay in the same space, we won't grow. So I would, if you wanted to dig into this more, Allison, I would sit and ask your guides to show you this, like when you go to bed in a dream, because I think there's some specific instances from this timeline, if you were to look at, you would see some similarities that may help you to understand the cycle at a more like deeper connection soul level. I also, before, as I'm leaving out of here, the only other thing I would say to you is this. If you get curious later, it might be worth it to look up symbolism around lions. That's my vote. I would look up some symbolism around lions, Allison, and just see, and as always, take how it resonates, leave what doesn't. But oh my gosh, Molly, my suggestion for everybody to start with your guides is to just start asking for them to make their presence known. I have a free guided meditation on YouTube about how to connect into your guides. You can hang out and do that if you would like. Also, just take some time to just sit and be present, and ask them to come forward. And what I'll tell you is, it's not like you're going to sit down for the first time and you're going to have this experience. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to keep showing up for yourself to build the connection. And then I promise one day you'll have like a little, and it'll keep growing, if that makes sense. It's Ether and Ash on YouTube. Let me get to it. Hold on, I'll show it to you. This is also for everybody too. If you're someone who gets a reading from me, I upload all of the live streams to YouTube, so you can go back and watch them whenever you want. Our YouTube is at Ether and Ash Collective on the old tube. Don't forget to hit the old subscribe button. Hello, everybody. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. You are welcome. Thank you for allowing me in your energy, Allison. It's always an honor and a privilege. So today is Throwback Thursday, which means I have 5 reading spots. Usually we do past life readings. They're 22 doll hairs, or it's the stuff that's over here in the viewer wishes. Yep, so that's today. Tomorrow is my 8-year sobriety anniversary, and it is also a new podcast episode. So we're going to talk about coping skills and a bunch of other stuff in there. Saturday is Soul Sessions. Sunday is the next live stream to get everybody's energy work and readings done over on Patreon. Monday is movie night, and it is also a live topic in Patreon. And then don't forget the workshop for Ether Study Hall around energetic hygiene is on Wednesday in Patreon too. Hi Loki, hi Amanda, hello Laura, hi everybody, I'm fabulous, how are you? How's everybody's Thursday? Okay, there's a list, I'm going, hold on. Okay. Amanda. Okay, hi Beatus. All right, I'm gonna go to Laura, then I'm gonna go to Amanda, and then I'm gonna go to Beatus. Jack, don't do it. Okay, let's see. What do I got for... All right. Laura, this is the orange gold dragon from Arcturus. Oh my God. Let's see. It is not by chance that you have incarnated during this extraordinary 20-year period when our planet is undergoing a double-dimensional shift. Earth needs spiritual leaders and light bearers, and these dragons are blazing their light towards you, for it holds the vision of our 5th dimensional future. They are inspiring you to do your part for the new golden age on Earth. Receiving this card indicates that it's time to stand in your power and fulfill your destiny. Allow the orange gold dragons from Arcturus to enter your energy fields and breathe into you the vision of Earth as it will be. They'll give you the strength, wisdom, and knowledge that you'll need for the transformation ahead. Laura, that was fabulous. All right, Amanda, I'm coming. Let's see. What do I got for Amanda today? Amanda, left or right? You're welcome. It is 3:23. I had to think about that for a second. I don't know. My brain's not going very well. It is 3:23 p.m. Hi, KM. How are you? This is the orange dragon. Bring soul families and communities together. Spread belonging, warmth, and oneness, and bring people everywhere together. Let's see. When you pick this card, your guidance is to see the divine light in everyone. Look for the bonds that link you. The orange dragons will help you to spread their light of warmth, welcome, and acceptance to all people, races, and cultures. Let that light shine through you, and you'll feel a sense of belonging, oneness, and your heart will open. This will help you to develop your abilities of higher manifestation. When you visualize the people and animals of the world coming together in harmony and acceptance, orange dragons will flood your vision with their light. Archangel Metatron himself will then take it to energize the plan for Earth. So hold the highest vision for the golden age that's being prepared and do your part to bring your community and the world into spiritual accord. Bye, Monica. Have a good day. Amanda, that was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. So here's what we're up to today. I have 5 reading spots left if you want to do past lives, energy work, or spirit guides. They're $22 hairs or what's over here. Tomorrow is the new podcast episode. Saturday is Soul Sessions. Remember, there's 2 every month now. Sunday is the next live stream for people's readings and energy work. And Monday is movie night and a live discussion in the Patreon. So that's all the fun stuff that we're doing this week. You're so welcome. All right, Beatus, and then Loki. Beatus, this is Thor's red, black, and gold dragon. Protects you in times of change. A time of rapid transition and transformation is ahead. Relax, you are safe. Drawing this card indicates that you're ready to change a situation, a circumstance, or a relationship, or are already doing so. This is challenging for you, and the universe is reminding you that you've earned the right to receive support and assistance. Your guidance is to ask an army of Thor's dragons to clear the energies around you and protect you as you make this transformation. Then relax, knowing you're safe, guided, and supported, and Thor's red, black, and gold dragons will ensure you make changes in a way that is for the highest good of all concerned. These are very hardworking warrior dragons, and they consume dense energies rapidly and thoroughly. They come to you with dedication, love, and wisdom, so accept graciously what they have to offer you. Beatus, fabulous. All right, Loki, let's see. What do I got for... Hello. Mother Teresa. This is the pure white dragon from Orion. Transforms your ascension knowledge into pure wisdom. Process what you know and act with truth and honesty. Let your wings of light grow and expand. Let's see. A pure white dragon of Orion has come to you today to advise you to examine what you know with enlightened eyes. Process any information you're working with through your right brain to discover how to use it for the highest good. The high-frequency dragons from Orion will be with you to help you with this process. They will allow you to advance your spiritual growth and expand your wings of light. Hi, Deb. Hi, Melissa. So also, don't forget, too, if you're someone who has been thinking about getting a past life snapshot or a spirit guide snapshot, I'm going to show you what a spirit guide snapshot looks like. So it looks like this. I tell you what's in your energy, and then I tell you all the things that your guides want you to know. Amanda, I got you, my friend. So those are up in the private booking link. You book them whatever time you would like. Okay, I'm going to do Deb's card. There was 2. Deb and Melissa, and then I'm going to do Amanda's reading, and then I'm honestly going to take a break because Jack is starting to get pushy. All right, let's see. What do we got, Deb? This is the Alpha Dragon. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. It does not include their names. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, and help to manifest a new world. Alpha Dragons are bringing you a very special message. You're being called to demonstrate creative forces in your current project or experience. So ask these magnificent beings to assist you and know that their masculine energy will empower and strengthen you as you visualize what you want to build. You can also ask these dragons to support you in constructing our new 5th dimensional world. As you hold the vision of the new golden age, they can take your pictures and breathe life into them. That was fabulous. All right, let's see, Melissa, what we got. Melissa, this is the Earth Dragon. Clears your path in the land around you. Stay grounded, be ready to serve, suck energy is clearing, and you can move forward in life. Let's see. It is time to clear unwanted energies that are preventing your life from moving forward. Some of these may be in the earth under your home or office or where you travel. Call in earth dragons and ask them to remove all that is not in accordance with divine light, and then sense the frequency rising within the land on your path. This card also suggests that you call in to do planetary service work, as the earth dragons will take the opportunity to cleanse any ley lines you focus on. Take a moment to direct them to clear the planetary grid and visualize the grid glowing and shimmering. When you walk, think of the earth dragons and connect with them through the earth, and ask them to ground you in your vision, for this card signifies that they are now boosting your journey and you're ready to fly. Boom! That was fabulous. Thanks for the Go Populars. Amanda, can I come over there? Okay. Come in. Are you dealing with like some, like in the back of your shoulder blades, like heaviness, like kind of like ache back there? What are you, hold on. Okay, first, would you say that you are your own worst critic and that sometimes you hold yourself to a standard you wouldn't hold other people to? Okay. There's also this blockage that, okay, so I just want to tell you, I think you've actually seen this spirit guide before, but I don't think you believed her. She has on this, it's like, I don't know how to say it. It looks like, if I didn't know I wasn't looking at what someone looks like to get married, I would say that she's getting married. She has on this really like white flowy gown, but she's a veil on. And you can't miss her because she like glows like a star, is like the best way I can say it. And she's got really long blonde hair. So if you ever run into her, she's definitely there. So one, you're hard on yourself, but two, do you sometimes like, I don't know how to ask this. Do you sometimes like, I'm just going to say it. Do you torture yourself sometimes about like things emotionally, like the shoulda, coulda, woulda of things? Because there's this like, she just brings me to like the left side of your body. So like your left hip and like up in your left chest. And it's like something like, she gives me the impression that like you're beating yourself up about something continuously because like you feel that you deserve to do it. Or like that's like you are holding yourself to, there's something you could have done, and because you didn't do it, now you like hold yourself here. Does that make sense? Okay, the other thing, have you been having issues shutting your brain off? Like, have you been like purposely finding the ways to distract yourself from the noise up here? Okay, so she wants me to like there's something about, have you like debated journaling, or like did you recently start journaling and then like stop journaling? Jack. I swear to God. Okay, so on the journaling front, I think it's something that would actually help. She's brought it up a couple times. Can I ask you something? Do you also like, did you used to like this is going to be a weird one. If I ask you about bubble letters, do you know what bubble letters are? she showed me like a white piece of paper, like a white lined piece of paper with like, it looks like you're like doodling like at the top, like something in bubble letters, and then like writing, like, I don't know if you're like writing letters or like notes or whatever. But it's like bubble letter at the top. And then like a, like, also, do you have like neat handwriting? I would ask for there to be proper grammar. See ya. Okay. Okay. So, it looks like it's really nice handwriting, that's why I asked. Can I? Okay. So here's the thing. If I told you that she's giving me this impression that, like, I'm probably going to make a mess, but it's fine. So she's giving me the impression that you do something that looks like this, where you, like, and then what happens is you look at this and you get really overwhelmed and you're like, shit, I guess it's time for me to do something. And then you get like ready to do something, and then what happens is you drop the pile. And now it's like, wow, why did I let that pile get so big? And now how could I physically get through it? Does that make any sense? Because that's what she's like showing me. That like you're holding yourself to the standard of either trying to do everything all at once, and then when you can't hold yourself to that standard, you go back in this like guilt and shame spiral. Okay, so, all right. Couple things. I think it would behoove you. She wants you to start taking things like step by step. So whether that's like, Amanda, whether that's you getting like your book for the day, okay, and you're like, I have to do, here's all the things that I have to do today. Then you can tangibly look at, right, your to-do list. Then you can tangibly look at checking things off, what you have to do next. Because I think what she's trying to get you to see is you're doing more than you think you are. Because she gives me the impression that you're doing that thing that I do sometimes, where I, at the end of the day, feel like I didn't do anything and I didn't accomplish anything. And then Dinky looks at me and lists off the 35 things I did that day that I didn't give myself credit for doing because it didn't feel like enough. Does that also make sense? Because I think if you were able to let yourself see, right? If you were able to let yourself see all the things that you accomplished and like all the things that you tangibly were able to fucking do, you would be so much more proud of yourself. Because I think you are getting stuck in this cycle where you're like, I haven't done shit today. I could have done this. Look at this mess. Where it's like, okay, Amanda, you have this mess. Yeah, but like you had 35 other messes. So it's okay if we go to bed with one mess versus all of the messes that we think we didn't do anything about. So if you've done 30 things today, Amanda, but you couldn't get 31 done, there's tomorrow. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing she really wants me to like get you to is you're holding yourself to this unattainable standard, and every time you don't hit the standard, you go back into this guilt and shame spiral. And I don't think you like living there. Does that make sense? Because I think there are times you feel really guilty for existing. The other thing, hold on, I need to ask her how to, one second. Okay, what's up here? Have you been dealing with like headaches or like something with your eye? Particularly your left eye. Is your left eye like twitching or watering, or have you been dealing with like left-sided headache? Does it ever, okay, this is going to be a weird question. Does the pain radiate backwards or does it radiate into your brain? I know that's a weird question. I don't know how else to ask it. Does it go back and down or does it go back into your head? Okay, let me ask you another question. I'm going to read you something, and then I want you to just listen with your intuition and see if it resonates with you, okay? You are someone who struggles with looking at the world as it really is. You could be someone who's overly sensitive and you have a different truth, and therefore an avoidance and wanting to only stay within your own vision. So whenever I think about that with people, the way I look at it is sometimes we're really afraid of change and we really struggle to see things through a different lens than the one we live in. Does that make sense? Okay. So Amanda, I want to give you the opportunity because she's like telling, do you have something you want to ask? Can I ask you something? Is it that you get overwhelmed with them? Because here's the thing. She just showed me something around like boundaries and specifically like so specifically like your own boundaries. Because can I ask you another question? Do you have conflicting beliefs with your family around some things? Do those overwhelming conflicting beliefs make you question yours? Not because you question them, but because it's easier for you to question your beliefs than it is to get them to see yours. So, Amanda, what I feel the need to say to you is this, because she's like blasting it, right? Is this is part of one of the soul contract things. And being able to come to that place of like inner peace while the world rages out here is one of it, because I think you're going to have to continually set boundaries even when like it's uncomfortable for you to do so, because that's where the growth is. Does that make sense? Because I think you sometimes still don't set boundaries because you don't want the backlash or you don't want to hear about it. Nikki, thanks for the mask. Get it. And here's the thing. all I'll tell you is that is a reflection of her, not you. And I think that I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying what she's doing is right by any means, but I think it's going to be acknowledging what is her bullshit and what is actually yours to own. So, what I want to tell you is this. One more question, and then I'm going to back out. But have you been getting this weird urge to like wear something? Like some kind of something as a protection something? Don't lick inside of my slipper. I have to wear those. He's got his whole face in my fucking slipper right now. His whole face is in it. Okay. If I can suggest anything, she's really bringing it up. Like, utilize that. Utilize those things that make you feel like you can take your space back. Because one of the things is I think you struggle with being able to make your own space. Sorry. Being able to make your own space because you're deserving of it. Even if it's just your own energetic space, Amanda. Does that make sense? I guess so, Loki. Ain't wrong. Okay. Amanda, I'm sending you all the love in the world, my friend. It's so good to see you. And I really hope you know that you're doing better than it feels like you are. And you are worthy of a lot of the things that you don't think you're worthy of. So I hope you know that. And I love your face. Oh, okay. I have Nikki on the Oracle card list so far. You're so welcome, Amanda. Thanks for trusting me and your energy. I have Nikki on the Oracle and Talisman list so far. Thanks for the follow. Gabby, thanks for the follow. Esmic, I keep wanting to call you Ozempic for some fucking reason, so I'm sorry if that flies out of my mouth, but every time I look at your name, I just see Ozempic. I don't fucking know why. You got it, Gabby. Okay. All right, Nikki, I'm going to do yours, and I'm going to do Zempic's, and I'm going to go to Gabby's. Jen Marie. Lunar, thanks for the follow. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. I do have 4 spots left for readings, but I'm taking a break. Hannah, I got you, my friend. We'll put you on here. The list just doesn't get updated while I'm in the middle of a reading. That's all. So I promise we'll get to you. Promise, promise, promise. Okay. So, I have 4 spots left for readings today, but Jack needs to go out. So I'm going to be taking a break. I'll be back on later tonight, though. So let's see. What do I have for Nikki? And don't forget, Ember's on a 7-day free trial over on the Patreon if you want to check it out. Tomorrow's the new podcast episode. Soul Sessions and another reading live is this weekend. Nikki, left or right? And don't forget Monday's movie night and Tuesday. David, if you really worked for the NBA, you ain't giving out free money. And Tuesday's craft night. This is the Aquamarine Dragon from Neptune. Enables you to access your deepest soul wisdom, spirituality, and wisdom. I'm going to Spirituality and wisdom are available to you. Develop your psychic abilities and receive ineffable soul knowledge. Okay, let's see. Aquamarine dragons from Neptune are water dragons. They will flow around you, surrounding you with their aquamarine energy and awakening your psychic abilities. Connect with them often, for each time you do so, they'll light up more of the keys and codes of your true essence. This will bring your soul contentment and a sense of your divine magnificence, and you will experience higher levels of enlightenment and see your world and the universe through different perspectives. So on the list, I'm doing Nikki's, then I have Esmic, Gabby, Hannah, and the Retro Flamingo. Is there anybody else who is not on the list? I apologize. If you send stuff while I'm in the middle of a reading, you just have to remind me because I don't pay attention. That's all. Kendra, have a good day. I didn't see Kendra on there either. Esmic, thanks for the wink wink. All right. Nikki, let's see. Nikki, this is the Growth of Energy Talisman. You have been very productive and organized, trying to prepare for the next step in life. Your creativity is flowing. You've built a nest, and as you look at your potential, the future no longer seems frightening. Everything is in its place, and you're growing the energy for a big new project. The 6 petals and the seeds of life signify that a blessing is on your path, and you have to take care and nurture your ideas to see them come to life. This newfound energy is bubbling up, and your excitement is lighting up the room. Don't be surprised if people compliment your looks because of your radiant spirit. That was fabulous. Okay, Esmic, let's see. Esmic, left or right? This is the Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. A Source Dragon has come to you now because it is a time for you to enjoy a period of stillness with awareness. Breathe deeply and listen to the silence. Something very sacred is coming into your life. This could be anything from the fruition of a long-held dream to becoming a true master. It is being presented to you now. Be diligent, calm, and focused, and remember to breathe deeply. Breath is the key to being in the moment, and this is where the greatest magic happens. Esmic, that was fabulous. All right, Gabby, let's see. This is the Dark Blue Galactic Dragon. Helps you to listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. You are welcome. Your soul journey has taken you to the stars and beyond. The Dark Blue Galactic Dragons now invite you to communicate with the masters of the universe, the Intergalactic Council, where you can contribute your energy for the smooth ascension of the planet. It is time to listen and serve. Dark Blue Galactic Dragons will also instruct you during meditation or sleep, and this will enable you to serve in a galactic capacity and will hugely expand your energy fields. All right, Hannah. Hannah, this is also the Source Dragon. Attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen, and be in the moment. The Source Dragon has come to you now because it is a time for you to enjoy a period of stillness with awareness. Breathe deeply and listen to the silence. Something very sacred is coming into your life. This could mean anything from the fruition of a long-held dream to becoming a true master. It is being presented to you now. Be diligent, calm, and focused, and remember to breathe deeply. Breath is the key to being in the moment, and this is where the greatest magic happens. All right, Flamingo. Let's see. This is the Earth and Air Dragon. Represents a perfect balance of heaven and earth. Stay balanced, ground your visions, and manifest your hopes and your dreams. Let's see. This card indicates it's time to clarify your hopes and your intentions. Ask the brown and blue earth air dragons to illuminate your visions, and then ask them to help you take all the action necessary to bring those visions into physical reality. This will re-energize your life. These dragons are also here to offer you assistance in rising above your challenges while remaining grounded in the beautiful vibration of earth. They enable you to find the perfect balance so that your life can truly flow with ease and grace. So call on them now and ask them to help you understand the purpose of your life's lessons and see the highest good in all people and situations. As you see the lessons presented to you on your pathway from a new perspective, your life will be filled with joy and perfect purpose. Starla, that was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Okay, so I'm running away. I will probably be back later with some more reading spots because it is Throwback Thursday. Don't forget, if you want to do something in depth around your energy, your past lives, or your spirit guides, this is what a spirit guide snapshot looks like. It tells you what's in your energy and then what your guides want you to know. That is a report. Any of the reports, whatever time you book them for, is the time it shows up in your email. So you don't have to talk to me on the phone, nothing. Just whenever you book it is around the time that it shows up. Oh, Jen Marie, I love your face. You're the bomb. Thank you guys for being a part of it. Don't forget that this month is our 1 year anniversary of our community, which I think is fucking super cool. So there's a lot of things to be grateful for this month, in my opinion. So I will probably be back later on tonight to open some more reading spots. And don't forget the new podcast episode is tomorrow. And then also do not forget that the new podcast episode is out tomorrow too. Love you lots.